Hey there, how's it going? Sorry, I was just trying to fix my collar before you got on, but because sometimes I just look a mess. How are you doing, Margarita? I've got your astrology charts all loaded up here for you and your son Daniel. So remember, your son Daniel, if you could next time just give me his time of birth as well. I know there's not enough space, but just you could put it in the description, that's fine. March 11th, 1977, 10:42 a.m. in Lubbock, Texas. I just went back and found it in an old email. He is a sun in Pisces with a Gemini rising and a moon in Sagittarius. And for you, June 30th, 1948, 1:15 a.m. in Habana, Cuba. That puts you here as a sun in Cancer with a moon and rising Aries. So let's have a look and see. Danny, my son, has already passed all the tests for TSA, including drug tests. Yay! He wants to work in Miami. He is in the ready pool. Will he find the opportunity in Miami, or will he will he go to Fort Lauderdale? If he can get Miami, if the opportunity is open, could you see if one for Miami open, or will you see him in the future about this? Do you see me moving in with my sister? I don't want to, but I will need to help her with the rent. Okay, let's have a look and see what's happening with Danny. Um, as far as this is concerned, there's something coming up here within a month that's going to say that he's going to be sort of in between anyway. He is basically very much going to have job security here, but with this Mercury retrograde that's going to be that's showing up here really, really quickly as we get to the beginning of July. Actually, it starts on the 7th. We have him kind of going almost back and forth. I don't know if this is necessarily back and forth between Miami and Fort Lauderdale or Miami and somewhere else, but it's almost like he's given a bit of a false start. Doesn't necessarily mean that he's not going to get to go to Miami, but with this new moon solar eclipse, it's almost like no matter where he goes, he's still going to be asked to work somewhere else, which is kind of a strange thing. Let's have a look and see when it comes to Danny. Okay, when it comes to Danny, Margarita's son, what do we got to know about Danny and his job working with the TSA? What's going to happen is you're going to be able to go to Miami or Fort Lauderdale. So we'll look at Miami 1, 2, and 3, and Fort Lauderdale 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll look at one card for Miami in 3 months, one card for Fort Lauderdale in 3 months. Because I feel like there's going to be a lot of reversals and a lot of turnarounds going on with this. I don't think wherever he starts, it's almost like he's working again in multiple places at once on his astrology. And that could be something that does all the way through summer. So show us please the energy of Miami 1, 2, and 3, as well as Fort Lauderdale 1, 2, and 3, and Miami 1. Okay, so it does look like, as far as the position opening up in Miami, it's not going to happen right away. But the good news is that with the Two of Cups, he does have a commitment made forward with Miami, which is exactly what we absolutely want to see. In fact, honestly, with the Nine of Cups reversed, it looks like his desire or his wish to, again, commit to Miami for the total permanence, the entirety of his job is on the table. He absolutely will be working there. That's where he's going to be registered. That's where his, I guess you could say all his bosses are, his managers are, his primary go-to, his home base is going to be Miami. The problem I see is that the Five of Cups is reversed as well. So this indicates something that he's going to have to lose and get back. And I'm looking at the King of Pentacles reversed, and I'm seeing either something going on with the boss, or again, maybe the TSA in general, saying we don't really have it. Either we do have a space we're going to commit you to, but you have to go over here. You have to go work elsewhere. And I'm looking at down, because with the King of Pentacles reversed, we often get somebody trying to force us to work somewhere, force us to do something that could ultimately, make us feel a bit stretched, overworked, overdone, bounce back and forth, and all of that. Interestingly enough, we actually have the Eight of Pentacles upright when it comes to Fort Lauderdale. So this is kind of telling us that it is likely that he's going to be working there, or maybe he's working between both spaces, working in Fort Lauderdale one day and then maybe the next. He's kind of back and forth with a full-on commitment to Miami. The Seven of Pentacles reversed says that's not an arrangement that's permanent. It looks like it will kind of remedy itself by the looks of the Seven of Swords reversed. He'll get back the opportunity he feels kind of robbed of in September. Or possibly earlier than that, because the Sun card reverse is indicating he won't be going through with this arrangement after Leo. So after Leo in tarot speak basically means after the 23rd of August, he's home free. He doesn't necessarily need to be stuck there anymore, and nobody's making him do anything he doesn't want to do, which is exactly what we want, right? So let's move on to look and see what's going on for your move with your sister. So do you see me moving with my sister? I don't want to, but I will need to help her with the rent, or I won't. Okay, so it sounds like that's a bit uncertain. Looking at your astrology chart, there is a new moon in your 4th house of home and family, which can facilitate a physical move, but it usually with the new moon, this is something that's, voluntary. It's something that you do on purpose. It's something that you do by your own free will. It's not like something that makes you feel like you have to go or we have to move or something like that. It's not under stress. So let's just have a look and see what is the likelihood of Margarita living with her sister long term. Show me, is it going to be permanent or, well, not permanent, but long term? Is it likely that Margarita will be moving in long term with her sister? Could you please show me her sister and her moving in together? Or could it possibly just be that the energy of, related to her sister and herself, that they can find another way to do it? What do we need to know? What's going to happen with Margarita and her sister? What's going to happen with Margarita and her sister? Could you show us, please, what do we need to know about Margarita and her sister? Could we please see, will they be living together or will they not? Will it show us the energy around that circumstance? Because the thing about the astrology is that it's not necessarily saying that there's a committed move coming up this year, unless you're interested in, again, purchasing a home or something like that, then quite possibly there's a chance, but I don't think that's what's going on as it relates to your sister. The Lover's card reversed in the 3 of Cups is indicating that I think the arrangement that you're working on with your sister or whatever we're talking about here is not going to happen. If you did go and live with her, honestly, I would just be careful about that because it does look like it's a little bit unstable. We do have the Ace of Pentacles reversed, indicating it would be incredibly short term, and it's not that she necessarily needs you there like you think. The Ace of Swords upright is indicating that her problem or maybe her need will be met by another person. And I am seeing here with the Lover's card reversed and the 3 of Cups upright, you're not the only person she's asking for help, but you're not the only person that could move in with her. And I am seeing another woman who may be able to move in with her. I'm not sure if this is like your niece, her daughter, another relative, or even a friend. Not necessarily a great, nice, fun person to know. With the Queen of Wands reversed, it could be a little bit dramatic, a little bit difficult to cope with in that respect. But the 9 of Wands upright is indicating you're certainly not going anywhere within the next 2 months, and it's quite possible that you are lucky enough to escape the whole thing, because the 3 of Wands upright and the Sun card reversed in your case is indicating you may be getting ready to go, but with the Page of Swords reversed, you're not getting all the information you need to know. I don't think you have to move in with her at all. So let's move on. I think she's going to move in this other person. Okay. Let's have a look and see. Can you tell me about my romantic future? Could you show us, please, when it comes to Margarita, and maybe what we need to know about what's going on with her future regarding love? Could you show us the energies around love and romance for her? What is the story of her romantic life for the next 6 months? What can we expect from Margarita Alvarez? And, what's going to happen for her? Could you show us the energy as I will be feeling the energy around Margarita Alvarez and her romantic life? Margarita Alvarez and her romantic life. All right, boom, boom. Okay. Okay, so right now, it looks like we're going into a pretty quiet June, July. I am seeing there's a potential with the Knight of Cups reversed, to maybe be seeing somebody, but it's a very superficial seeing somebody in July. A lot of the times the Knight of Cups reversed, and it looks like here with the Queen of Cups reversed, and that could be you. You're the water sign. You're the Cancer. This could be something that feels almost a little bit too, how would I phrase it, too inconsistent, too emotionally draining, or possibly something that doesn't have a lot of spark, but it's very emotionally troubling. I am feeling like there is going to be an opportunity for love to kick into gear, though, as we get into the end of August. Because I do see you actually very happy with your love life in August, or at least the end of August, beginning of September, 90 days from now. And I am feeling like, looking at your chart, we do have this, new moon in Virgo, in your fifth house of love and romance, connecting to your fifth house of love and romance, as ruler, the sun, your sun, in your third house of communications. I feel like there is going to be something going on with the Eight of Cups reversed, where this may be somebody we have to either drive, or they have to drive to visit us. I also think that this may be a contact that we used to have from our past. I don't think it's our ex, though. I think that this might be somebody who catches us by surprise, because there is an element of surprise here. And what I'm getting here is that this may be somebody that we actually share a couple of mutual friends in common. And I'm getting a very strong indication that this might go back quite a far ways. This person could be moving into town. The High Priestess is indicating that somebody, either you guys were, maybe you had this, you studied the same material in school. Again, maybe we were classmates together. I am seeing us having a mutual friend who's a little older than both of us, or maybe we have the same teacher. There's something going on with this connection that is bringing the two of you to a place where you can really spend some time together, which is, of course, always preferable, always very nice. And I do think that, yeah, there's somebody, it's somebody that we actually have to sort of travel to meet or travel to connect with, because the Eight of Cups reverse is indicating that this person is, sort of either returning to your space or just returning to your life after a considerable time apart. The Ace of Swords upright is indicating that this may actually be, one of the things I'm kind of picking up on this that's a bit unique is that this is kind of like broadcast. It's like news that's broadcast. Like we hear about this person becoming active, becoming socially available, moving into town through the grapevine. Like we know who this person is, or maybe this is somebody that, everyone seems to kind of have at least some kind of association, some kind of face to a name. And again, I think with the High Priestess, it does kind of feel like somebody else is also going to be helping to bring the two of you to a place where you can communicate a little bit more. With your chart, that new moon in Virgo, sextile your sun, does indicate, again, it's highly likely that this could be a person, excuse me, I've got my neck spasms again. It's highly likely that this person could be somebody that you, even though you're kind of reintroducing yourself through a group, or you're reintroducing yourself through mutual associations, the two of you are going to spend a lot of your time getting reacquainted alone. Whether it's private conversations online, going out for drinks, it does look like this is something that really can actually build, possibly into something even that allows us to maybe make this a bit more official by the time we get into late autumn. So I do get the very distinct feeling with this, because the sun is involved and it's new moon involved in the fifth, that this would be somebody new who kind of catches your attention and pulls you away from what from your ex. I'm not sure if you're still even talking to that person, but I figured I would throw it out there. But there does seem to be a very, very strong indication that you and this person are going to be hitting it off quite nicely, but not only quite nicely, but there's already a lot of ice broken with that mutual affiliation. So that is what I've got for you, Margarita. I hope you're enjoying this video. I'm going to format this and get this off to you right away. Take care.